Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to The Legend of Bumbo. So, last recording I was falling asleep after making several episodes in a row yesterday, and then I said I was going to play off screen, but we did unlock the game is now harder, so there is a chance that the game will just be different now. We unlocked that either by just winning a certain number of times, which is my guess, or by winning a third time with Bumbo the Nimble. Noticeably that we've only won once with Bumbo the Stout, and we haven't won at all with 3 of the other characters. So, what I want to do, I guess, is we'll play with Bumbo the Weird. Let's see, when they kill you gain movement, you have fairly slow movement. You select that. Actually, I think I want to just play as Bumbo the Dead. And, yeah. It doesn't really make a lot of sense as far as just my own personal time management for me to play off screen right when I've woken up, right when I'm somewhat fresh and revitalized and should be making content. Normally I don't not play on screen at all, so this whole experiment is different. So what we want to do is use our one move to start something, I guess. And yeah, we may very well end up going like heavily into fairly cautious actions or a lot of resetting if we lose. I guess that was a mistake. I should have thrown the teeth out of another character and then used that. Right. Down, down one, down another, get a poop, get some protection. Guess we can do that, and then we probably have won at this point anyways. And then I guess the question really would just be, could I get this poop all the way over here for another attack, or should I try to just bring this down here, and yeah, pretty much leave it at that. Yep, not much is going to really change here, so it is smarter just to win this first room, move on. We're still trying to get interesting, that gave me 2 coins. I don't know why that would have given me 2 coins, except for the fact that they possibly have it's possible, I guess, that they are going to give us less coins, and that's how they're going to make the game harder instead of giving us more difficult enemies. I also suspect that the item Buzz Right is offered at a very high rate, or always, to start with. Okay, let's see. We can make a poop here. Can we make an offensive move anywhere else? No. So now this would come down to if I move this one right, like that, I move that one down, move that one down. Move this one right. Move this one down. Guess we'll take some more protection. Let's see. Move this right some more. And then I guess really can't do anything else. So we'll end the turn there. Now we're in the danger zone where guess we take this teeth match and just attack this guy. I have to get really lucky, and I didn't, so I take a hit, or take 2 hits. So much for not taking damage. And there's just nothing else to do. So you move down here, you get 4 moves. And we don't really even have an offensive move, so you do 1 back that way. And yeah, if you, I guess, have a ridiculous amount of opportunity, you could move everything downward. Let's do that first. That was the wrong one to attack. I should have attacked the guy on the left. And then it would be just a major challenge to move energies to the right and use up all of your mana. You almost certainly need a better object than what we're getting. As far as your first starter object, something that potentially blocks an attack would be ideal, or possibly reshuffles fly attack, or just allows you to upgrade that fly attack. I don't even know if you really want to focus on the fly attack as an option though, because it is kind of not the spell thing you would want. Like, what you probably would want is something that increased your puzzle matching abilities. So trinkets, potentially a lot more. And that, I think, gave me 1 coin this time, so diminished coinage for each run. Do the fly to do 1 damage there, and then next turn the fly will do another damage. Okay. And then the next question would be, should we go for green or should we go for yellow? Go for yellow. That's 2 down. Or technically 1, but soon to be 2. Yeah, you're gonna constantly be chasing after the cost of your spell. You need to rely on spells, yes. You can't get away from that, but to play that way, you probably need to do something else. I'm not sure what that something else would be. And this is hardly a case where I'm like playing perfectly myself. It almost feels like you could win every turn. Before your opponent would even be able to play. But it never quite lines up that way. You run out of options. Something happens. Even if I had multiple downs and to the rights. Okay. Put that there. Make that match. Move on. Didn't take damage in this room. I'm given 2 coins. Does the coins matter? No. And yeah, you could have like charged things like this to destroy a spell and gain 10 coins that way, and price tag might be about the only way that you end up with over 45 coins in a run, but certainly not this run, so we'll take converter. Doesn't make any sense not to take anything until you're full of equipment. Alright. And so a converter gives you the options that you would want. Can we do a 1 move match here? At all? We need teeth. So, if we did this here, and then this here, and this here, and this here, that gives us teeth to do 2 damage. Which lets us do the fly for 1 damage. Now we need poop, which building poop is not a terrible idea. In fact, see if we can get enough mana. We could have taken it the full direction there. Can we do any other matches? No. And I guess in this case you would want the fly down as much as possible. You'd want in the down the center lane. Because then he'll just keep on attacking that same spot over and over again. Probably somewhat justifiable to do that. And that's probably it. We'll leave it at that in the turn. But we definitely would need more poops. For protection. And if we're not going to get that protection, then we're going to be out of luck. It's really not a case of any match will do. It's a case of we need very specific matches. I can reduce 1 damage that way. I can convert to white mana, which wouldn't do me any good. Can I move anything down? Alright, well. Get another move. So we have 1 more move. Could we get a poop with 1 move? No. Could we get any match with 1 move? Well, we'll go ahead and convert to white mana 1. That way that helps us. And that converted 1 green and 1 yellow into 1 white, which that's not a good deal. I wonder if that's another factor of it being more difficult. Right. Yep, nothing more that can be done. I didn't move things around enough. We need a 1-turn win, which we can do with that. To get a copy, do that. But this does kind of heavily put it in the thought that the only way you're going to possibly survive after this first boss fight is if you gamble for a bunch of soul hearts and just happen to have a lot of luck gambling on soul hearts, or if somehow you could get some kind of item. I'm not even sure what the item would be. If I move this here, that doesn't do anything for us. If I move this here, whatever. Just get that bone twin. And that bumps us up to 16, so the game is more difficult now. Reduce spell cost at random, rainbow tick, or more green tiles. We'll just take more green tiles, which is probably the worst thing. Now the cost here seem to be the same, maybe a little bit cheaper on this. So ideally you would like want to reduce the cost and increase the damage to make spells hurt more. You probably don't want to do this. But mostly this run I think ends if I don't get soul hearts and trinkets fairly quickly. We had this pink bow before, and I don't know what the pink bow was really doing. See, and that just filled me up with like 4 trinkets that potentially I may not want to get rid of, although getting extra green probably only helps me in a small aspect of just getting more combos to potentially, I don't know, delay things. We didn't get any soul hearts though, so if we're supposed to be gaining soul hearts some way, I'm not sure exactly how. Could I set myself up for a big combo for extra moves? I don't think it's worth it. I think the best bet is to have... That was the wrong move to do. We're right at the beginning and I'm gonna be wasting a lot of resources. Okay. What can we move to the right that would match anything? You could get like a 7 of greens here pretty easily. We could try to move this to the right more. Okay. Which is better, to do a green lineup now or do a 7 of green? Just in the turn there. Okay. In the turn there, or can we move something more to the right? Well, you can certainly move that to the right. Then we could try to move that to the right. We can just keep on hoping we have enough resources to make it all the way to get a tooth. And I'll just end it there. Got a lot of prime things in there. We had some micro stuttering in the animation. This animation is just not smooth. Oh man, I didn't even get a 7. I wasn't paying enough attention. And I just launched this game, so there's really no excuse for it to not be smooth. Is there anything else we could do here? We can move that one to the right, and that lines up things a little bit better. And there's in the turn there. We need an absolute match on one turn, and I think that pretty much means I have to take yet another green match here, even though we're looking for yellows. And then we've lost. So what we're learning here is that the game is harder, which very possibly has painted me into a corner where you just can't win now. Like, I was struggling to a small extent to win before. If the full thought now is that you cannot, that you're just going to get less coins, even though coins don't really even matter that much. Let's put this down here. Do that. That. Is there any benefit in pushing other things down? Unless I'm just really trying to cheat here and get 7 hearts. That's not cheating. 2. Move that. Protect ourselves against that one. So, do we want another match? As far as teeth, it's probably what we want. So, just get 4 teeth. Smack that. We'll put the fly in the middle. Get some poop. Take some protection. It honestly is not enough, though. To even get through this first fight without any damage. That's just like the bare minimum requirement. And then the next requirement is to get a good item that works well for you and synergizes with this attack. Okay. I do this. It matches that. Do you have anything else that particularly would line up? Nope. So let's just end the turn there. Match with bone. Smack that. Fly will do 1 damage, so we've already won. It's now just a question of, do we want to look to see if there's another solution or a faster way to win? I'm not going to get 7 hearts. So we won there. And normally we would have gotten 3 coins, now we only got 2. Split a tile in 2. Does that really synergize with this? I don't think it does. Like if I was to split a tile in 2 here, and then we need 4 poop. Would we get a poop? No. Can we move over here to get another move? Yes. Can we start a fly attacking that guy. Yes. We now need snots. Would we get the snots? Anywhere. Interesting. Got lucky with a 7 of bones here. Suppose if I could get a trinket that would increase the number of bones or teeth, which are obviously way better trinkets than increasing poops or snots or urines, then you could increase your chances of those 7s that actually matter versus the 7s that don't really matter. Speaking of not really mattering. Okay. I'm gonna pull this back. I'm gonna push this down. Then it becomes the journey of can we get enough downs? No. And would we have known that we could have not gotten enough downs? Not really, because you were just playing the odds because you don't know what it's gonna roll the next time. Anyways. So best bet is you just save your mana and end a turn here. But you're now in a very poor position, which can only be really saved by doing this and getting extra moves. Do that. 2 here. Smack that guy and hope that hits the right one. Do this. Probably would do well to have a poop also to protect me against the exploding guy so I don't take damage. Put that poop there. And then can we split something into what we want it to be? Or should we just take should we just take a 4? I think you just take a 4 here. Okay. Move that. Move that. Move that. Take out that guy. It's not particularly interesting to have to play absolutely perfect. It's a little too challenging. It's trying to bring that Binding of Isaac feel to a puzzle game that I think inherently puzzle games just don't get. They just don't really work for most players if you have to play perfectly each time. If you were going to do something like that, then you definitely would want you would want just more tainted Shy Gals. So there are now tainted versions of the enemies. Interesting. Good to see. Although, I don't know what that means, per se. That they're tainted. Could mean they have more damage. It could mean any number of things, actually. Alright. If we move this one down, and then we split that. And then we move that to the right. Then we'll just move this down. 4 damage. Smack that. That was cursed. Wasn't expecting that. I thought they were pretty much telling me that that was the right one. And yeah, I got tricked. Okay, well. Really don't have any other choice other than this. Work with that, I guess. It's interesting, it changed. Well, I need a 1-move match, and I'm not sure I can get a 1-move match. So what can I do? Try to build some poops up, I guess? That one did damage, the other one did not. Interesting. Which I assume that means this is the real one. And the fly identified the real one, okay. So if we know that's the real one, then defend against the real one. Is there anything we can line up potentially? I guess there's definitely some level of trickery going on here. Again, we'll stop that one from attacking. And then I'm gonna curse myself just so I have a fly there. Does that mean I'm gonna get a fly non-stop? Though. See, now I've actively encouraged getting more flies. Which, yeah, not ideal. Get some yellows, so now I can move something down. What can I move down now? This, 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 and this. Do 2 more damage. There. Is there possibly a way to get poops here? Do that, get rid of those 2 hearts. That's sucks, but I wasn't gonna get 7 hearts in a row. Anyways, do that. And we should now have a flash in between everything. There we go. We might be able to win this next turn, or even this turn. So the fly helped more than I thought it would. Do we have any match here that would take this any further? Nope. So, while the fly may expose the person, the actual damage still isn't going to happen. So I guess the question just would come down to how many different times can this buy me turns? Is it an infinite number of times, or is there something more to it? There we go. +1 movement. 1 movement with all these curse tiles. Give me another +1 movement. Yeah, 6 coins, it's gonna bump you up to like 17 now. And see, I thought we would have done a much higher instance of coins after winning more. Not that the game would get more expensive. Like, ideally, we are heavily relying on that, so... or relying on that, was the word I was trying to say. Crit chances. It seems like you might have a higher chance of winning with this guy. But adding blind to an attack, I kind of don't care too much about, but I could see how it could potentially help in later spots. Reroll spell costs. If I was to try to reroll spell costs, like the hope there would have been to make it cost 4 of one thing instead of 2 and 2 of something, and really that was probably just a waste of coins. Although weirdly it seems like it's always a waste of coins, because you always get bumped up back to whatever the amount is anyways. Okay. Ideally we'd want poop. Can we get 2 downward momentums, or downward movements, and then do that. Put that in the middle, start that on the side. Split this to do that. Put that one. One to the right. And one to the right. Do that. One to the right, I guess, there, and then one down there. Interesting, I pushed a button so fast it didn't even jump back to the animation right screen. Let's see. Down there. Down there. Down there. And in the turn. Like, what I really would like is something that would reroll your mana every turn to further synergize, I guess, with the idea of the costs rolling around. Okay. My best bet is to just do this. This gets you a combo. Lets me smack that guy. Opens up some possibilities. Takes another movement. I probably should always take movements if I can get them. Let's see. Bone here. And a bone here. Kill that. Smack that. Let's see. Down, we can go for another poop. So we can hit that. We'll go ahead and hit that. Hit that. Yeah, and again, we're not going to really have that set up to get 7 hearts and get a soul heart from that, so I can goof around and I can set up this to do this to get more turns, but really all I'm doing is probably wasting time. Let's see. Set that down there. Set that down there. Set that there. In the turn. So I'm guessing the best move would be, since I'm not really doing anything else, is to just waste mana, setting up another 7. You don't have the pink bow, so if there was any chance of setting up soul hearts, it would be through 7 hearts. And I just can't do anything anyway, so I'm just wasting mana, wasting time. Eventually I would just completely run out of everything. Can't attack anything, so you can try and break the rocks. Maybe there's a thought here. Now, where I broke that. I somehow have lined this up in such a way that this would work. I just gotta be careful not to let these stars, which make that star sound effect every time they move, accidentally line up with 4 things or 3 other things. And that guy in the back is blinded. It must have just happened. That's there. Put that there. You're definitely not going to do this 2 times in a row. Put that there. And there's nothing actually attacking the guy on the left, so I have to actually attack him or something. Okay. So we'll move that down. Then we'll move that down. That really wasn't, relatively speaking, that much. Kill one enemy but heal the others for an exorcism. If there's only one enemy left, I guess that makes sense. And the other option didn't make much sense anyway, so let's start with that. Okay. If I were to split this way, I'd get a combo match. If I was to split this way, I'd get a combo. Let's put the fly here in the center, where we'll get the most use out of it. Green. Stop that guy from attacking, not that I think that guy really would have attacked. Down, then down. We definitely aren't ready yet to kill one enemy. You can't quite get a poop match, can't get a tooth match. Can't get a bone match. Like your best bet really is just to do this. Okay. That. Gain another movement. That. Just hit that. Fly kills that one. Should probably just gain another movement if we can. Although I may not actually have a match in this movement, so that may prove to be useless. We have a poop here. We can match. Just take some protection. I guess we'll dare to split the hearts again. I don't think it makes sense, though, to try to make 7 hearts in a row. Also, I don't think there's a way to get a real match here. So that's like the best I can do. Kill one enemy, heal the others. It would be an interesting question as far as whether it considers this a group of enemies or whether this is all just one enemy. Well, we can move one thing to the right. Would that do anything for us? No. We could split things. Would that do anything to us? For us? No. We could try to split some hearts. Can we screw around with that? No. Let's just give this a try. That worked. And I suppose it would be nice if it always targeted the most strong character, but I don't think it will. And see, I don't think the board changed at all at that point. I just think you got refilled your mana, and you have your one movement per turn. And so whatever state the board happened to randomly be in, it seems like that is the state it gets left in. With the exception, of course, of the hearts, which disappear. Alright. Let's start by moving this down and getting that. Then we can get some teeth by doing that. Go ahead and hit that, and that'll put up the green. And we'll hit this one with the fly. See if that does the green. We'll hit this one with the fly. Okay. Move down. Move down. Put the poop there. Do we have a match that we can do? If we can move this here, here. If we can split this here, here. Alright. Move that way. Yeah, this is why I'm also playing off screen. Like, I've literally just been saying move that, move that, move that for like 20 minutes now, and that's not really acceptable. Well, at the very least, it's not good criticism or commentary. But this is the point as to why I play off screen, is because it takes almost your entire focus. There's no way around it if you want to actually win. If you don't care about winning, then sure, you can do things differently. So I guess what happens if you put one up, a heart up there, of course trying to make 7 hearts at the very top row is stupid. And then you split that into 2. And in the turn there, this guy strengthens the character right in front of him. Okay. If I move this here, give me something. Game. Something here should line up. It is possible that there is actually a fairly delicate balance of of how the pieces you get go, and unless you can completely eliminate a piece, like just get rid of greens altogether and have no need for greens at all, you break it by breaking the balance by getting more browns or more bones. You might be making the game more difficult for yourself. If I move this down, if I move this to the right, and then if I cycle that around like that. Then I kind of need to poop now. We can get an extra movement here. We can do that. We can move that downward. Maybe I can get a bone match here. Notably here, though, I don't think I would get enough resources to do like a 7 green, which is kind of what you would want, or a 7 yellow. Should have hit the guy on the left there. Whatever, we'll win here. Then we'll activate that and win and just move on. Extra reward at the end makes wilds and curses. So we'll take that. It would just be slower. So it's probably better to take extra rewards. Although in this case, extra reward may not mean much. We're at like 7 now. We defeat this boss if we get that far. We have a decent chance at that. And then we probably aren't getting 2 items for that. Anytime I can get an extra movement, I should do that first. Four. Let's see if that's the real one. And I kind of would just prefer to not use the moves if I can see a solution. Alright, we found the guy. We've got our fly ready to go. Now it would be all about making as much damage as possible against the guy while his mask is off. And arguably maybe I should have put a fly on the left or right there instead. Let's go ahead and move this here. Get some more of that. I'm gonna go left here and miss. And let's see. Just poop here for defense. And we've got just a bunch of moves now left. So, do this. Do we want it to line up here or here? We want it to line up there. I think we may very well have just like a one-turn victory. Making more hearts at the moment probably doesn't make the most amount of sense, but I'll do it anyways. Okay. That. That was probably a mistake. I should have gone one more over. Then hit that. Alright, so we're just gonna win. So just attack now. We're at 17, it would normally bring us up to 21. Brought us up to 22. Add mana gain to attacks, kills may heal. We definitely want tweezers. In what way did that increase our reward? That the bomb is a one-term item, and I have used it once, and it didn't like do anything for us as far as finding like secret rooms. So I kind of assume that there are no secret rooms. All the spell costs reroll anyway, so it would be a waste of coinage to do that. We're an hour into this episode and halfway through this run, but we're kind of in a good position. It could still go very badly. And I assume the end of combat means that you get it at the end of the fight, not at the end of that turn. If it was at the end of the turn, what rewards do you get at the end of a turn usually? Okay. Protect the right side. Do that. Do that. Do that. What else can we do? Well, I could try to move the yellows all the way around. That's not likely to happen. I could try to move the yellows all the way down. That's not super likely to happen, but whatever. Alright. Don't think we have a lot of time for any goofing around, so just figure out which ones of these we think are the best to line up. Hit that one. Let's see. Down. Down. Right. Right. And down. Extra charge. Fly attack. And a whole bunch of moves. Perhaps too many moves. Just buying time there when I don't need to. Just make a poop. Get more protection. What I'm thinking of doing is trying to get 7 hearts, and not sure if I can pull that off greatly. Yeah, if I could get another split, that would work. But I ideally have like 3 moves here, so I should also try to do something else. Line up that. Now give me bones. Do I want to just get bones resources? So I'm just going to move this way. And I guess move this way. Okay. And then I need poop, so this way. In the turn. Okay. Split. And split. And in the turn. I'm just now wasting time, but whatever. Do that to then move that down, move that down, then in the turn, then we move this around, and again, not worth doing that twice, and hopefully we can win in one move, which, yep, looks like we will be able to. Of course, getting mana gain at that point. Remove all cursed tiles is not a terrible thought. What would we want to replace it with, though? Split. Like, you're really not going to run into curse tiles until later, but you'll definitely be happy to not have curse tiles. Right, 3 damage. Yeah, that was probably the wrong moves. Let's make a poop match here. Yeah. For 90% of this run, remove all curse tiles is going to prove to be useless. That probably was a bad choice. Meanwhile, if I was going to try and get like one more soul heart, it'd be fairly difficult. And I could easily earn 2 more soul hearts and find some use for that. Okay. Three by 3 grid of enemies is probably the maximum number of enemies you could take on. Yeah, it would be weird if somehow they squeezed more characters onto the screen. Inherently, the whole layout of this game is weird. It kind of feels like it's trying to be a mobile game, but there's really no way that this would have fit on a mobile game. Like, not with all the spells on the right. You'd have to collapse all the spells on the right. You'd probably have to collapse everything on the left too, and you'd still need to probably try and stretch everything out or get rid of at least one column. Well, I'm not gonna get bones. Need poops. Do that, get a move back. Do that, get some poop. What's the next thing we can do? I guess lower this one. Lower this one. Get rid of that. Mana gain. Gain a movement. Do that. Smack. Aw, that should have hit the one on the left. I am just not thinking it through. Okay, come on. 2 down. Plus an inner movement. Great. Now we've got some bones lined up. Great. Another movement. Yeah, if I could reduce the amount of cost on the movements, that would set me up nicely. And super poops. extra movement. Bones. Would we want super snots? Does that really matter? Killing the guy in the back is not useful. As useful as killing the one closer forward. Reroll any tile for flip versus remove all curse tiles. That's a better offering. Now, if there's like a tainted version of this, I immediately am going to be upset about that. We need a poop before we do anything else. And ideally, you would have as big of a 7 poop here as possible, but you could only get 5. Let it move. Then 1 bone attack is fine, but doesn't really help until we then have that spell attack, which that requires this and this. Spell attack going back to a puzzle attack, which summons a fly. Which we want more poop matches, but we don't have that at the moment, so hit him with that, maybe? Maybe that would protect us a little bit. Okay. Like, I would like to do 7 teeth. Could I do 7 teeth? No. If I did that and did that and moved everything around. Oh, maybe. I would just have to get fairly lucky with the resources here. Hey, that worked. So that does a bunch of attacks. And then leaves me in a weird position where hitting this guy won't do anything and it'll just resist it. But I guess that will get me the mana I need. So then I can do this. There, we've got a bunch of poops. Fly, getting him down to 6. And I guess I could try and re-roll here for something other than hearts. And yet somehow I'm ending up with hearts. Seriously, give me something else. Extra move. Bone. Bone. Smack. Alright. Do this. Do this. And then in the turn. We're so close. It really does make it worthwhile to just see if we can get another soul heart. Of course, the problem that you'll run into is I'll run out of poops if I don't attack. So basically need to make a bone or tooth attack, and I don't have a bone or teeth attack. So much for that. Oh well. We didn't take any damage. Interesting that he spawned the thing. I'm at 19, that bumps me up to 32. More red tiles. Gain gray mana. And just more red tiles. Like, can't hate on red tiles. Spell charge less is not unnecessary. Spells hurt more, or spells cost less. Spell hurt more makes sense. Reroll spell cost. No, I don't want to do that. Spell charge less. Get that down to 0, potentially that means I use it every turn, and that means I would have a massive amount of coins. So maybe we really could do the 45 here. At a certain point, if I get soul hearts to the full, like, it would make sense not to gamble. Yeah. I don't have enough to gamble anymore anyways, but yeah. For this basement, going into the basement, we have 4 trinkets. We have something that potentially every turn is going to change. We need to do some spell damage, which means we need to get some yellows. Which means we should do this first. Now we need some bones, which, I mean, you could do a 15 bone here if you went really crazy with it. See if I move that there, or that there, that there, that there. I mean, none of that really lines up quite where I'd like it to. If we got a combo here, somehow, of greens, that's probably our best bet. Is to do this, move this down. And then, let's see, reroll that. Stop that guy from attacking. And yeah. Down one there. Guess down one there. Right one there. Yeah, that's all I can really do. So now am I in danger? Yeah, another extra reward each turn. Oh, this is gonna work. This is gonna work so well. Assuming I just don't die. So let's not die first. Yeah. I am potentially doomed now by the poops. Down. Down for some teeth. Get rid of that guy. Extra move. Have I had an opportunity for an extra move up until this point? Probably not. Who's attacking me? This guy is. Let's see. Odds of getting a bone there. Not high enough, obviously. Okay. Is there anything else that could possibly happen here? No, the amount of resources I have left is just too low. So we're just gonna take a hit. I mean, yes, that sucks. But that's not terrible. And I guess it would come down to a question of, is it actually worth it to goof around and take another turn? Because for every extra turn, you're potentially getting extra rewards. Do we have enough hearts to really pull this off? Again, I would need some kind of poop protection here. Doesn't seem like you're gonna have that alone. Okay. That. Give me a heart. With increased chances of red hearts showing up, by the way. Okay. And we'll take some greens. Do that. Go down here. Another green. It totally is worth doing this, even though it may seem silly. Because we're setting up for that final boss fight. And if anything, defeating it when it's already harder definitely makes an argument for it to give you both coins on the first success instead of just one. Down one, right. Anything downward we might want to do? All that effort and we still didn't get there. Oh well. So do we want... We're at 15 coins now. If we got 15 more, we'd be at 30. We'd still need quite a lot. Do we want to replace anything we have? Perhaps not re-roll a tile for one, but instead do a second attack for mana gaining attacks. I don't think we went crazy straw, but I think Fishhook does have this weird argument to it, so I'm gonna take it. And I hope that that's correct. Because now, before you do anything, you can get some more mana, do 1 damage. That potentially will set you up nicely. We could have a whole poop thing set up, but I don't have enough moves for that. Do we have a 1 move victory at all? Again, I wonder if maybe I'm destroying the balance by having red hearts in the mix. Alright, well, do poop. Poop. Defend against one side. Maybe get a blind on this guy too. See if that helps us any. See if we can eliminate a character. Yeah, I think Fishhook actually works fairly nicely with this setup. Right. Now it's just a matter of, can I move this top row to the right multiple times? Hit that. Kill that. Fly. Fly. +1 movement. Well, we'll move this here. One there. Probably not going to get another soul heart. And we're not going to go to the shop again at all, so... Bones. Let's just try and line up a bone attack here. Kill that. And then teeth and win and move on. Just try to save some time. We're at an hour and 40 minutes now. The last 1.5 chapters is super long. Okay. So we can do like this now and kill that. And then we need, can't do a 7 of bones or a 7 of teeth, so we just need a bones and a teeth or teeth. Which even pulling that off is gonna prove to be difficult. These guys aren't particularly strong though. We are kind of close to having 7 hearts. Okay. Now we would need teeth. We don't have teeth. Do we have anything that would match if we went in this direction? Actually, 7 of teeth there. Which I'd probably clear this room, but before we could do anything else. So I'll take more rewards. Leave this one here. And probably win. If not completely win, give me an opportunity to use this to win. Nope. Still not a victory. Alright, we'll move that way. It's not what I meant to do. But we can just we're so close to having 7 hearts. But there goes our heart. Okay. Much better, I think, to just succeed. Like, it really doesn't feel like there's ever really a scenario here where you are going to want Skip chapter plus 10 coins. Seems like you get about 15 coins in the next boss fight. But this is also just kind of a guaranteed victory. I like what we have, so I'm gonna say no, but this really would be the time to use the trapdoor. And using the trapdoor here is an interesting experiment. So, while I should say no, I'm gonna say yes. And then I guess at that point, we get rid of that, maybe. Right. Okay. I wasn't paying any attention to the board whatsoever while I was doing that. Should have been paying way more attention. Each turn, getting more rewards makes sense. The skip chapter at plus 10 coins is our backup. On top of that backup, I think we also have a secondary backup in that we might just win and get a bunch of extra rewards for just winning. We're at 29 now. You get 15 now, that's going to be 34. You would have to be over 45, so the amount of reward would have to be very high. So I don't know if I have the most amount of faith that we will get over 45. And just do the 1 damage mana gain on the flies as they pop up more. And then let's see. Really need to pay more attention to what's going on. Because he keeps pooping on all of the actions. See, this might just be a 1-turn kill. In that it all happens in 1 move. That'd be a little surprising. And even if I did do that, I'm not going to get 2 soul heart 7s of hearts in a row to get 2 soul hearts. See, I believe what happens is once you have once you've reduced the guy down to like 5 health, that's when the ghost comes out. So we should do at least 1, get him below 5 now. Nope, you must have to reduce him down to 0. And then once you do that, oops, once you get him down to 0, then you have the ghost, and the ghost takes just 1 damage each time. There's no way around that. Which makes it worth it to try and line up things. This has all been just one turn. Hit that for 1. Hit it again for 2. Three. 4. 5. Alright, and so we're about to win with just attacking with the fly. Now, normally I'm of a conflicted nature here. One way, you would stay here and get the extra reward in coins with whatever the extra reward is on top of this reward, which it's probably about 19. 19 plus 29 would get me slightly above 45. But then you also have skip a chapter and plus 10 coins. And in the Binding of Isaac, when you use a trapdoor and you're at the bottom layer, then it might take you to the error room, or it might take you to someplace extra that you wouldn't have unlocked. Is there an extra place beyond the basement now that the game is harder? I don't know. Like, I suspect not. If I skipped a chapter though and get 10 coins, I definitely am not. You're guaranteed not getting 45 coins, where there's a chance of 45 coins. You know what? We'll take it as a safety and not use the trapdoor. And just attack here and see what happens. Yeah, 42 coins. So we were short.
And with the extra hard bash, Bumbo crushed.
And it still looks like that is the end of the game. I don't think there are any other extra floors. And unlike the Binding of Isaac, I don't think adding extra floors or extra chapters makes any sense.
Something mean, something huge, something.
Isaac.
Skip that. So we've unlocked an achievement, Attack Fly. It's weird too that there's been kind of a lack of achievements when it felt like I should have deserved to unlock some achievements yesterday. Attack Fly was done by 19% of the players. Still kind of high percentages. Chances of people getting even this far. So Bumbo the Empty now unlocks Attack Fly, which I guess maybe is possibly an upgraded spell to what we had before, which would make the game easier, which that would be nice, but I doubt it. Or it's an item that we have to find. Terrible, the game is harder. X now. And that X might be cross pass. Okay. So there's one more coin in the background. We now have one with Bumbo the Dead. Still haven't taken no damage to unlock Bumbo the Lost. And still would need to win the game twice with all characters, which I assume includes, all characters would include Bumbo the Lost. So, yeah. I guess what I'll do is play off screen now that I've set myself up well and shown what the harder game mode is. Although, if the game is now even more difficult, I won't be showing that part off. But yeah, I'll play off screen and probably play as Bumbo the Weird towards that first victory, or Bumbo the Brave towards that first victory. It would be kind of silly to play as Bumbo the second time in a row. That's a little too slow. You can see at the bottom there he has an attack fly that does, well, it looks like it's not saying the amount of damage, but it seems to be the exact same thing. So getting the achievement attack fly doesn't inherently seem to mean you've gotten a better item, and your stats are the same too. Next time I definitely will activate the trapdoor on that fight and see if it takes us anywhere. If it does take us anywhere, it's probably just going to take us to the shop and give you an opportunity to gamble. But there isn't even really a great opportunity to gamble in this game to get to that 45 coins. And notice that I had to reduce the charge of the extra rewards to 0 just to barely get to 43 coins. So it's very, very difficult to pull off. And they want you to do it as an achievement for each character, and that seems less likely to happen. Although, inherently, if you get a very strong item unlocked, and then you get it at the beginning of a run, then you aren't potentially having to upgrade it at the shop, which is mostly what I've been doing to succeed, is upgrading the damage or reducing the charge or cost of a spell. Anyways, it's been 2 hours. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe. If you want a friend to follow me on social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below. There's also links to Patreon, or you could friend me on Steam and give me a game off my wishlist to support me even further. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.